Hello, welcome. So today we're going to be reading a post from r/BestofRedditorUpdates that is absolutely nuts, where OP's new fella has a shrine of her ex-husband in his house. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, like, subscribe, and enjoy. So this post was compiled by Direct Caterpillar 77 in, obviously, r/BestofRedditorUpdates, and the tagline is, "The guy I'm dating, 36M, has a shrine to my 37F ex-husband in his house." Could it get any crazier than that? I don't think so. By the way, if I'm a little quiet today, I do apologise. It's actually about 11 o'clock at night. My sproglings are in bed and I am having to film now. Normally I film when they're at school, but I can't do that because one of them's been off poorly, so I'm doing it now. Okay, so the original post was shared to Reddit on January the 11th, 2019, so it's a bit of an old post. Let's just get into it. I was married for 7 years to a celebrity. I put in quotes because whilst most of you have never heard of him, he is an A-list in the world of metal music. If you're a metalhead, you'll 100% know who he is. Oh, I wonder if I would know who he is then. Oh, now I want to know. I'm being nosy now. Already I'm feeling nosy. We split amicably because he was always going on tour. I used to love going with him, but the thrill of it wore off, and I found myself sick of travelling so much. Yeah, I bet that gets quite tiresome. Because of this, we grew apart, but still keep in contact occasionally because despite the fact our marriage didn't work, he is a really cool, nice person. Aw, that's really nice. 2 weeks ago, I met a guy through a friend that I immediately hit it off with. We've been on 3 dates so far. The first 2 dates were drinks after work. He showed up in nice khakis and a button down both times. On our latest date, I went to his house to watch a movie. Literally watch a movie. We are taking the physical stuff slow, lol. Yeah, immediately I thought, that is not going for a film, is it now? He has a nice house, so I asked for a tour. After he showed me the upstairs, he said he had to show me his game room. We went down into a fully furnished basement with a pool table, a minibar, and darts, but there was something very weird down there also. Uh-oh. Apparently, my new main man is really into metal music. Would never have guessed based on how he dresses, lol. And his favourite artist of all time is, you guessed it, my husband. Or ex-husband, should I say. Read that wrong. He had framed posters of all my ex's bands, autographed signature guitars, every record he has ever released were framed on the walls. He even had magazine articles about him and some of his bands framed. Every wall in his game room was covered with my ex's face and his signature guitars. So I may have messed up here, but I kept my mouth shut and didn't say anything. He knows I'm divorced, but he definitely doesn't know it's from his idol. Oh, I wouldn't be so sure. I'm already getting some scary vibes. I mean, I totally get being a fan, and I do get that it could just be coincidence, but I don't know. We are seeing each other tonight for our 4th date, and I know I need to tell him, but how? I really like this guy, but I'm afraid if I tell him, he will freak out and run. Or get weird. Or get weird, OP. We've got to consider that as well. What should I say? Where should I tell him? I just don't want to damage our relationship because I can really see it becoming long term. I know I should have told him at his house, but honestly, I was in shock. To be quite honest, Lovey, I don't think half or even a third of the population is going to know how to approach this. I think most of us don't date celebrities. I mean, I don't date anyone. I live like a bat. I stay inside all day, and if I ever go out, it's only ever at night time. That rarely ever happens either. I like my cave, okay? So, TLDR, the guy I just started dating is obsessed with my ex-husband and his music. He has no idea that he's my ex, and I'm not sure how to tell him. I have no advice for you. This is far above my pay grade. Let's read some relevant comments, shall we? Pagan Princess 666. Oh, that is fitting as hell, isn't it, that username? Love it. I find it hard to believe that he has a shrine of your ex-husband to the level you're describing, but doesn't know who you are. Maybe I'm jaded, but it seems too coincidental and potentially unsafe for you. Exactly. Like, how could you be that obsessed with somebody, like a celebrity, and not know who their ex-wife was? You know? I'm sure he's seen you with him at some point. I'm completely with Pagan Princess 666 on that one. OOP. A lot of people are saying this, and now I'm a little freaked out. I mean, he can Google him and find out we were married. Now I'm scared he did. I'm gonna ask my friend that introduced us if she told him. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Oh, did you hear my belly rumble then? Not now, stomach. It's nearly midnight. We'll get reflux again. Shanashi says, have you ever been in photos with your ex husband that this new guy might have seen? I mean, it probably have, haven't they? They were married. I find it hard to believe that in this day and age that he wouldn't know who the former wife of his idol is. OP, this never dawned on me until I posted it, but there are pictures of us all over the internet. Now I'm freaked out that he already knew. I'm freaked out for you, not gonna lie. Sorry, Lil Sis comments, if he's such a fan, he knows you. Yeah, he does. He so does. OP, yeah, I think you guys are all correct, and I don't think I should continue seeing him. I'm beginning to think that this is not a coincidence at all. Spawn Broker says, yes, this is a potentially dangerous situation for you. Crazed fans can and do harass family members of their idols. I know it sucks and you really like this guy, but if this guy is a stalker, he could be targeting you to get your ex-husband's attention. OP replies, thank you for your concern. After reading these comments, I'm gonna break it off. I can't believe it didn't occur to me already that he knew. Elaine Marie Seinfeld says, I think that's the safest. The chances of him not knowing who you were married to are pretty slim. I could understand if it was a band he'd never heard of, but his favourite band artist? No way. Hard agree, by the way. Hardy. Whoa, aren't you going to check with his side of the story too? He might have no idea. I find that so hard to believe, though. OP, yeah, I'm going to go through with our dinner date tonight and talk to him about it. Cotton Candy Kirk comes through with a very poignant comment saying he met you through your friends and is obsessed with your ex-husband. Yeah, he definitely knows who you are. It would be hard to spend a lot of time tracking down signed memorabilia, etc., without ever getting a glimpse of a name or a pic of his favourite celebrity's wife. Like someone who has spent this much time and effort following and Googling your ex-husband absolutely would know about wires, divorces, etc. I would talk to the friend that introduced you and ask them if they knew who your ex-husband is, and ask if the guy specifically asked to get an opportunity to meet you. OP. I called my friend and she says she didn't tell him, but after reading these responses, I realised he could Google him and find pictures of us together. Now I'm weirded out. Banana with 3 legs. Oh, I'm gonna have that mental image in my head now all evening, night even, should I say. Ah, thanks for that. Did she know he was a fan? It's weird to me that he specifically wanted to show you that room. Yeah, he made a point of showing her that room, actually, didn't he? It makes me feel like he already knew. When he showed you, did it look like he was watching you for a reaction? OP, can you update us with how this all turned out? Yeah, please tell us that you're not like tied up in his basement as well, as part of his collection of memorabilia. OP, he didn't seem to be looking for a reaction, he just looked really excited to show off his game room. And then we have an update. It came 8 days later on January 19th, 2019. Well, after getting a huge range of answers, some of which were kind of frightening, I decided to give the new guy the benefit of the doubt and go ahead with our dinner date that night, our 4th date. So I met him at the restaurant and we had some wine first. We were just talking and chatting, and I realised that I had to bring up the ex-husband thing. So while we were both 2 glasses of wine in, I decided to just ask him flat out if he knew that I was previously married to his favourite musician. He laughed nervously and said, yes, I knew, but my friend didn't tell me. I figured it out. He told me essentially that he found out through the grapevine and he decided to start mingling with my friends so he could meet me. Oh, so this is a whole convoluted plan of his. So first he started mingling with your friends, so he had to find out who your friends were, befriend your friends, to meet you. Ew, because then he's only actually wanting to meet you because he's hoping to get to your ex-husband through you, I'm assuming. He told me that yes, at first it was just because I was married to his idol, but that now he is really developing feelings for me. At that point, I think I would have kicked him where the sun don't shine, to be quite fair. Like, you cheeky little sprog. I thought it was a little odd, but I felt fine with it. Excuse me? No, how could you be fine with that? Somebody needs to go outside, breathe some cold air, and give their head a little bit of a wobble. Do it now. Okay, so this is like, what, 5 years later? So very much unneeded, but still, go back in time and do it. Until I remembered his man cave basement. Yeah, exactly. I asked him if he knew I was married to his favourite musician, then why the hell would he bring me down there to show me all of the memorabilia? His response was too weird for me. He said that he wanted to make me into a little statue and put me as part of the place so I could join the memorabilia. No, he didn't say that. Let's read on. His response was too weird for me. He said, I was trying to see if you would confess. Confess? I was like, confess to what? And he said, to being married to my ex. I told him that I thought it was pretty concerning that he tried to trick me into some weird confession and that I didn't think we would work out. He accepted it and didn't seem upset or anything. Yeah. Please change your name, move to a different country, do the whole shebang, live by the sea in a little hut because this guy is insane and stalkery. Dinner had already been served, so we started eating when he proceeded to bombard me with questions about my ex. When is he releasing new material? What is his favourite band? What does he do during the day of the show? Is he vegan? What's his mother's maiden name? What does his butt crack smell like? No, he didn't say that. I'm okay, so I made the last one. Me too. I made up the last one too. Blah blah blah. Finally, he could sense my discomfort and we ended the dinner and parted ways. Oh, he could sense it then? He said he would text me the next day, just as friends, which I said was okay. Well, his text the next day was trying to get him and his friends VIP passes when my ex comes near us to play. I did not respond and I blocked his number because he kept texting me again and again, begging me for the hookup. It was desperate and weird, and I thought I had some weird ex stories. If you're good one day, I might tell you. Anyway, I called my ex to warn him about this dude, even though he seems harmless, beg to differ. He doesn't know where I live, and I didn't get any psycho vibes. He doesn't know where you live. He doesn't know where you live as far as you know. I think he just wanted me as a trophy, as some user put in my last post. Ew. Thanks, Reddit. Yeah, pretty much. I'm surprised he didn't, go all Leatherface on you and, yeah, turn you into a pair of trousers for him. TLDR, it turns out the guy I was dating was way more into my semi-famous ex more than he was into me, and he gave me weird vibes, so I ended it, even as friends. What a good move that was. Make sure you keep an eye on those bushes outside your house at night if you have any. I hope you live in a flats or apartments, that's all I can say. So, in the comments, Don't139 says, so saying, well, I sought you out because of your ex, but now I'm catching feelings, was not a deal breaker. Exactly. It was only the confession thing. And then no appearance 1145 says, I guess it's because he confessed immediately. I don't understand it either, but people are willing to excuse a lot if you are honest for some reason. Luxury Problem says, the old romantic comedy trope of the liar reveal. I lied, but now I'm being honest, so let me love you, please. Yeah, no. Go away. Stop stalking me, you absolute creep. Well, wasn't that a bit insane? Honestly, I think OP was far cooler and calmer about that than I ever could hope to be. I would be ultimately freaked out by that. The fact that this dude had hunted down my friends, befriended my friend circle, and all to get to me, to get to my ex-husband. Oh, no thank you. I would be filing a restraining order. Personally, I think we still have time for a little something else, so I'm going to read one post from Am I the Butthole, of course. One of my favourite subreddits. So this one says, am I the butthole for doing childproofing for my in-laws visit? I am 26F and my husband is 29M. We've been married for 5 years and we went to Berlin right after marriage since we both found really well-paying jobs. Meanwhile, both our families, parents, siblings, etc. still live back in Greece and we usually visit back occasionally. Oh, I'd love to go to Greece. I've always wanted to go to Greece. It seems like really nice there. It looks gorgeous on pictures, doesn't it? I don't really do traveling very well because I don't like airplanes, but if I could master up courage, that's one place I would definitely go. Now, me and my ex-husband don't have any children, and we don't plan to have any. We enjoy buying expensive things and experiencing things we never got to as children, such as nice furniture in our home, going to exotic restaurants with friends, travel, hobbies, and generally just our lives with each other exactly the way it is. But that's just how my husband thinks. His family is very traditional, and every married couple has at least one kid. Oh, I can see where this is going. They're going to be putting the pressure on, aren't they? Because why can't people keep their friggin' noses out of other people's reproductive cycles? This time, my husband invited my brother-in-law and sister-in-law to visit us with their 3-year-old son for 2 weeks. This would be the first time they've travelled with their son, and the first time we would be hosting our nephew at our home. Scary. Kids are a nightmare. Kids are a nightmare. My house, honestly, I haven't bothered to decorate super well. Don't get me wrong, my house is tidy, it's clean, and I've done what I can as far as decorating to make it look good for now, but I refuse to fully go all out decorating and make it really super nice and shiny and pristine when my youngest still has a habit of smearing things on the walls by accident, not on purpose. If they've got messy hands or something and then they go straight on the walls, and I'm just like, do you know what? Why keep repainting them? I just bought the cheapest glossy paint that I can wipe down, and I'll decorate it really nice and fancy and colourful when they're older. I ain't doing it now. Now, our nephew is known to be going through the terrible twos. Oh, I remember that well. Oh, it makes me want to drink just thinking about it. And he's been throwing tantrums and breaking things lately, so I did some childproofing in our home a day before my in-laws were due to arrive. Smart move. I removed all the glass and ceramic decor. I swapped out our linen tablecloth for a plastic one. Oh, plastic tablecloths are a lifesaver when you have kids. They're great. I locked up our intoxication devices. Now, what could those be, OP? I also covered our sofa with a plushy fabric cover. Our sofa fabric is white cashmere. Oh, come on now, not even me as an adult could have a white sofa. Because nephew likes to snack while watching TV, and we can always take it outside and dust off the fruit and crumbs. Yeah, real smart move. I also changed my maid's schedule to come in 5 days a week instead of 3, so she can help prep breakfast and make sure the house is tidy. This all sounds so smart and reasonable, and very accommodating as well. If someone went all out like that for my kids, I'd feel honoured. And also a little bad that they had to spend all that money because my child otherwise would trash their house. Honestly, kids are little dirt magnets. You can be as good as you can at teaching them, you don't eat in the living room, you don't do this, you don't do that. But it's dirt is magnetically attracted to them. They're little black holes, and the stains are oh, come here. However, when my husband saw all of my changes, he kind of got upset. He told me he felt that I was preparing our house as if we were hosting messy and uncivilized people. Kids are messy and uncivilized people. They don't know how to be civilized yet. We teach them that, and then as they get older, they get better. Like my eldest, she's great. Does cleaning all on her own back now. Youngest, though, is still a little bit of a tornado, but I love them dearly for it. It's one of them. And asked me why I don't make these changes when our friends in Berlin who have kids come over for dinner. He also said that he's never seen our friends make these sort of changes in their own home for their kids. I don't understand this comparison at all. Coming over for dinner for 3 hours and staying at a place for a couple of weeks is very different. And we're visiting our in-laws enough to see how chaotic their home can get, to the point where brother-in-law and sister-in-law keep mostly plastic items in their home for convenience. Yeah, exactly. Am I the butthole? Edit. We hadn't spoke since we had our fight last night, and my in-laws are supposed to be landing in the morning. My husband bought food from a restaurant I liked and told me he wanted to apologise. He told me he overreacted because he wasn't admitting to himself how different his brother is as a person ever since he became a dad, and that his life is going in a very different direction with more financial hardships too, and that makes him angry and helpless. Yeah, I get that, his brother's struggling and he doesn't know how to help, and they're now from 2 completely different worlds. It is a totally different world going from child-free to having kids. And, he probably has no idea how to help, and he's taken out on you. He told me he misdirected his frustration at me and thought what I did was really nice, especially since he is more finicky about that than I am. I tried my best not to make him feel guilty and responsible for the lives and decisions of other grown-ups, but I'm so relieved he came around on his own. Yeah, and do you know what? If someone comes to me with a meal and says, "I'm sorry, here's your favourite food," I'd probably forgive him real quick as well. But yeah, I think what you did was really, really nice. Again, if I went to someone's house and I was going to stay there and they put in that much effort into making everything like comfortable for me, so I didn't have to worry about like things being damaged and stuff, I'd be so relieved. I'd be really grateful and I'd be super relieved as well. There's nothing worse than going to someone's house and worrying, oh my god, I hope my kid doesn't accidentally knock something over because their house is just like full of ornaments or something. As kids, again, are little whirlwinds and accidents happen. And that's the only way kids learn how to be, you know, functional adults, by making mistakes, by making messes, by learning, whoops, shouldn't do that again. You know, they have to learn the hard way. It is the nature's way. Okay, so edit 2. So guys, it's officially day 1 of the in-laws visit, and my husband has now gone an extra step and put away most of the lamps in our house because they are glass and super dangerous for a toddler to be around. We have about 35 because we hate ceiling lights. Same. The big light is a demon. Little lights and candles. Although if you've got kids, battery operated candles are the way to go. When we picked up our in-laws from the airport and were driving them back, nephew accidentally poured a bag of chips all over the backseat floor and mats. Everyone just laughed, but I know my husband was horrified inside. Oh, bless him. And now he's been vacuuming the backseat area for 2 hours. Lol. Oh, and in-laws super appreciated our baby proofing. See, it all worked out in the end, and I'm cracking up at the thought. Your husband, bless him, he's gonna need a holiday after these couple of weeks of having just a child around the house. He does not sound emotionally or mentally prepared. Bless him. So, down in the comments, Tulip Afternoon said, not the butthole. Instead of worrying the entire visit that their kid could ruin something expensive, the visiting parents can rest assured that the space is being child-proofed. As long as all the changes don't make the space uncomfortable, e.g. squeaky plastic couch covers or all decor being hidden so the place is bare, I think it makes a lot of sense. You're making the visit less stressful for everyone. Yeah, and then you can enjoy the time together. Woot league? Dunno. Agreed. As a parent of a reasonably decent kid, I would still panic if I were at a friend's relatives and she was heading towards something that looked expensive or even cheap. Other people don't have things just for others to break, not the butthole. If husband doesn't like it, he can happily put his expensive and breakable items back out for the kid to investigate. Edited, as apparently I cannot spell NTA. Oh, bless you, don't worry, I spell things wrong all the time, including my own name. I had to sign something the other day and I was like, that's not right. I have a 4-letter name. I was tired, leave me alone, it was a Monday. And Redcore replied, yeah, saw the words white cashmere and was like, yeah, I love my kid, but I would not trust her in that environment. Absolutely. Like say, again, my child, love them to pieces, they're great, they are mostly well behaved, but the poor thing tripped over their own ankle earlier in the kitchen, you know? Like, when you've got kids, your house has to be laid out in a specific way because they've got a really good habit of trying to just injure themselves. They're just like little miniature drunk people. That's what they act like. And on that note, I think we will leave that there. I hope you enjoyed the video today. I know I certainly enjoyed reading those. The first was scary, the second was funny, and I liked that little combo. Anyway, if you made it to the end, I really am very grateful. I would also be very grateful if you would give me a like, maybe even a subscribe, because I post every single day and you can find your way back here then. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, whatever you're doing, and goodbye.